A review of my strategy and why it works every time. So this is the beginning of the day, the last day of the week. This is Friday, and my strategy says you should look for the first buy base and the first sell base. So wherever the market breaks first becomes the direction of the trend of the day. So if the market breaks the sell base, then the sell base will trigger what? A movement to the upside. So the break of the sell base pushes the market to an uptrend, while the break of the buy base pushes the market to a downtrend. So looking at the first sell base here and the first buy base here, let's look at which one the market breaks first. So moving forward, we see sell base, buy base was not broken, okay, whereas sell base was broken because the deviation limit of the sell base is at 3295.97. 3295.97. So this here was the attempt to break the sell base. You can see very slight break. Okay, then next time price could not get to the buy base but returns back to the sell base and breaks the sell base. Okay, once the deviation limit of the sell base breaks, it means that the sell base has broken first. So now that we have seen where the break occurs first, let's see what the market did next. So after the market has broken the sell base, which has shown us what the potential trend for the day, the market comes back down to break the buy base. So now my strategy says the first base to break is the projection for the day. So now the market has come to the buy base, okay, and it is below the buy base. At this point, we'll start expecting what to trade in the direction of the broken base. So we'll start looking for entries that lead us back into a buy. Okay, so right now the market comes to the buy base. Where is the deviation limit of the buy base? 3289 will take us to 3286.50. So 3286.50. Alright, so you can see that the deviation limit of the buy base was now broken. So these rejections happen at the deviation limit. So from the very first time market comes to test and reject the deviation limit of the buy base, you start taking your buy entries and you place all your buy entries, okay, going downwards and also filling upward the spread between the deviation limit and the buy base itself. So all these places becomes your buy entry zone, and it pumps price back above the sell base. Now price has finally come back into the sell base, and let's see how the market plays out for the day. So these are multiple times the market is rejecting the sell base that has been broken, okay, while this was the deviation limit of the sell base that was first broken to show that there will be an uptrend. So all this now we are delays, okay, before the market could finally go back to break the division limit of the sell base. So right now the market goes back and does that, okay, and first time we see the market is back up there. So back up there, what happens? We see the market gives us what I call an IPL, because once you have seen the base, okay, broken, you start looking for an IPL. IPL indicates what? New entry point. So entry point will be at the closing price of the break of the string that forms the IPL. So this is the IPL. Okay, so a buy is a buy base that forms after a sell base breaks, okay, above also the broken sell base becomes what your IPL. Note that. Alright, the closing price of the break of that string is what you call your IPL. So this is the IPL where you have to take your entry from again above the base. So here we take our entry above the base and see how it moves smoothly. So now my strategy also says that projection from the break of the buy base is 300 pips. Okay, so 300 pips from the broken base. So let's look at the broken base. That's 3292. We would have 3302, 3312 and 3322. So at 3322 would have had the first completion of the circle, okay, of this base. But right now this was a news effect and it pumped it not just to 3322, okay, all the way up. You can see continuation to 3354. So what are we seeing here? A double of the move, and that is 600 pips, all based on one base. Okay, sell base that was broken. This is my strategy. I can see what the price currently is. It is proven always effective. If you follow this to do intraday trading, you will always have the opportunity to go home with a good profit. This is what I use to trade, okay, for my traders in my community. This is what I use to do my projections for my traders in my community. I have added something new also, which I would like to show you. So this is after the market has already moved from a base. This is how I project the next move, okay. which I have already defined as what? Sequences. So levels of sequence of fib 0, fib 10, fib 100, okay, and fib 0 times 10 times 5. Okay, so these are sequences that I used to do my projections, and this was the previous sequence after the market had come from the base. Okay, so this was the yesterday's base. Market broke the sell base. You can see that's second confirmation. And where is the circle limit? That will be from 3279 to where? 3309. Okay, so 3309.02. Let's look at that. So this was a 3309.02. You can see that. So that completed. So once the market completed this move, okay, it was now time for me to look for the nearest bases that form and use them to form what? My, let's look at that again. Use them to form my fib levels, and the fib levels will now tell me what the market can do next, whether it's going to be a continuation in the trend direction or a correction from the trend direction. When I see how the market reacts to what I call here the fib 100, okay, I will now know what to do next. And this is how I've been trading, and it has been one of the best ways to be consistent in making money. So if you're a member of my community, you can always see the results for yourself. Now, it doesn't mean that there will not be delays, like you can see here. Okay, after the market created the basis, all these were the points of delay. All right, so here there was no certainty yet, but until you see the definition of a break happen, you now know that yes. So imagine that this break had happened. So this is what we identify as this break had happened, and you wanted to place your buy on the next candle immediately after what? The break of what? The deviation limit. Okay, now if you have placed your buy here, the market comes back down, puts you on loss. That is when delays happen. Okay, and why was that necessary? The market needed to gain extra momentum, which is a justification for the market to have done that, you see. So here the market had not come to test what? The buy base. So you ought to know that the market could still come to test the buy base. Okay, so you have one opportunity to buy here when the deviation limit is broken or when the buy base is broken. Okay, 2 times you can buy, and these types of traders are called what? The high risk traders. When it is probable that the market could go against you, but you don't want to miss an opportunity, you take the entry. That is what high risk trader is. Okay, then those who would have waited for the market to come back and test the buy base is called what? Or are called the conservative traders. Alright, while those who project the market returning to the conservative level are called the sophisticated traders. So sophisticated traders would have sold, okay, while the projected move above the deviation limit would have triggered what? High risk traders taking their entry on buy stop, while buy limit levels, which we have now turned into, okay, buy stop limits, okay, are now for conservative traders. So this is how I divide traders in my community. Now this is something that I developed myself. This is my own strategy from the Scientific Trading School, all based on pure observation using the scientific model, okay, of observation, testing of hypothesis, okay, experimentation, okay, and further retest, okay, and trying to find if there is inconsistency. So I base my method on consistency. So this is something that I can show you going back week to week, how consistent it has been. So I have not designed this into a robot yet. That is why my community is a living community. So everyone can participate and trade. But now there's a social trading program where if you join the social trading program, a master trader can be taking this course. Okay, when I propose a course based on this, you don't need to worry about the analysis again, because there's a master trader who's already taking the entries for you. So you should be certain that this kind of opportunities will always abound in my community. So do not hesitate to join my community. I am Francis Bestman. I am the founder of Power 40 Street Funding, and what I do on the side is trading, mentoring traders, coaching traders, providing trading signals, okay, providing trading support, doing my projections using my own proprietary trading strategy developed from the Scientific Trading School, which is my own creation. Okay, on my brainchild, we have created mathematical rules to use to do my projections for entries, and I've always achieved 100% accuracy. If I'm to show you that, you can see it proven in the community right now. So as a program specialist for the Paramount Funded Mission 20.0, okay, if you look into my community, you can see proofs of how I post my entries and how my traders, okay, benefit from the entry. So look at my post here. You can see this is my post confirming what I showed you, okay, confirming what I showed you. This is my post, okay, and this was the entry. Look at the entry here. You can see the entry. I have projected that the market should sell down to 3290 and 3285, and what happened? The market did exactly that. Okay, so this is the market going to where? Let's look at that. This is 3290, and what's the next chart showing you? This is the market going to 3285, and this was from where the market turned. If you look at it, taking us back to where we were right here. So this is the proof. Okay, let's look at the market turning so that you get that proven. So this is where I showed you that already. So this is market coming to 3285. So the market closing the previous day at 3290. You can see that, okay, and then turning all the way from here, created the buy base for the day. That bought price all the way up here. So this is from my own proprietary trading strategy that you can't find anywhere else online. Okay, I have not put this into a robot yet for anyone to sell. So you can only access it by being a member of my community. I developed this myself from years of studies. Okay, I'm perfecting the market movement. I am a scientist in my mindset and approach towards trading. So I always believe in experimental processes, repeatable patterns. Okay, I always want to observe, I always want to be consistent, and I teach my traders to also be consistent. So you can learn from me to trade. You can be in my community to follow my trading course. You can also join my social trading program. And then I also create leadership opportunities where you can join cohort. You can build a cohort of traders, people who you want to trade under you, and I'll come and train them. Okay, so as they join my community and pay their membership fee, 50% of the membership fee paid monthly goes to you. That's how I reward leaders. So thank you very much. I remain Francis Vespan, your coach.